If you are in a relationship right now, let me turn you on to the Ritual app. You are going to schedule your one-on-one session live with your clinician every week. I happen to be one of them. And in preparation for these sessions, you and your partner every single week, you're going to look at your video content that is curated for you and your partner. And you're going to learn the relationship skills that you need to really keep your relationship running smoothly and to keep both of you strong and emotionally healthy. And you're going to meet with your clinician afterwards. You're going to take the assessment. You're going to do your journal prompts and take the assessment so your clinician can find out how you're doing and how things are going in your relationship and the areas that you may need to get stronger in. But Ritual is an absolutely amazing app. It's going to help keep your relationship on track. It's going to give you that curated time with your partner every week to work on your relationship. And so I want you to check out the link at the bottom of this video and click on it, and you will get 20% off of the Ritual app. You also have the opportunity to message your clinician in between sessions. So you can also do that. But it is an absolutely amazing tool, a great modern day tool for couples to keep their relationship strong and healthy. So check out the Ritual app today, and don't forget to use my link to get 20% off of your first month of Ritual. And if you'd like to work with me, please let them know you're interested in working with Anita Stoudmire. Whew, okay. Hello. Good night. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. I don't know what day. I don't know what time it is. Y'all, I am on the verge. I am on the verge of just, okay. So I hope y'all enjoy this live, because Anita gonna be out. Anita gonna be out for a minute. Like, Anita is tired. Okay. I don't even know if I'm coming or going. I don't. I just ran all around the house looking for my dog, thinking that my kids had put him outside when it was a tornado or a storm, whatever it was, and found him sleeping in the half bathroom. I was like, good Lord, y'all doing too much. Okay, let's let folks come in. Good evening. This is last minute, but everything is last minute. So I wished I had sent out, put up more posts. I wished I had put it in my stories. I did not. Hey, Alta. And y'all, this is proof right here that Anita is tired. Anita is tired. So Anita's going to spend the rest of this week, working in her practice, trying to have fun, resting. And next week, I will be, y'all not going to see me. Y'all not going to hear from me. That's not going to happen. I'm tired. Okay. I'm past knocking on the door, burnt out. So that's why I said, let me step away. Let me take a month or two off. I have some traveling to do. I have some events to attend. I got some things going on, and I'm just going to, it is what it is. All right. Let's see who joins us tonight. Normally we are looking at a full house. Let's see what happens. Y'all got me feeling away. But again, this will be matching the energy that I'm bringing. So I should not be surprised, right? What is our best night? Usually our best night is Sunday or Monday. Okay, let's see what happens. As you come in, please let us know your city, state, or country that you're coming to us from. Let's see what happens. It's 8:04. Maybe we'll get more folks joining. Okay. Good evening. Good evening. All right. And I'm going to bring in my guest, or can I? Can I bring in my guest? Let me see. And my guest might have to request. Let me see if I can add. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I can.
Lord. But I'm up here in the studio and it was 90 degrees today. So that lets me know that it's time to move everything into the other area because there is no heat and there's no air conditioning in here. So in the winter, I bring in my space heater. In the summer, I got my little cooling unit. Hello, good evening. Okay, I think he's trying to join us. But
Yeah,
it was
this
hot.
ain't working.
It was hot in here. Okay, he said he's working it out, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. But y'all, it's been rough. It's been rough. Good evening. Thank you for joining. Yeah, whew, I just been, like I said, I'm holding on by a thread, y'all. I'm holding on. Okay. All right. Let me see. He's gonna rejoin us. In the meantime, let us know where you're coming to us from, your city, state, or country. Let me know where you're coming to us from. And if you want to share your first name, you don't have to because I know y'all are shy. Y'all be shy. Don't nobody share their name, but they'll tell me where they're from, city, state, or country. And look, I'm going to make this little public service announcement. So I posted 2 posts, one for the ladies, one for the gentlemen. Okay? Those same 2 posts, well, it's going to have a little twist to it, but it's going to be on again tonight. So that's the last 2 things that I'm posting. One for the ladies, one for the gentlemen. Ladies, if you are open and available, if your DMs are open and you welcome a gentleman reaching out to you, I want you to put a comment of your city, state, or country, okay? Gentlemen, if you're open to a lady reaching out to you, I want you to put your city, state, or country. Follow instructions. And remember, if you are a lady or a gentleman, please respond. Even if you're not interested, respond to the person. That is the kind, loving thing to do. Oh, thank you so much for reaching out. I'm not available or I'm not interested. That's it. It's not hard. Okay. Follow instructions. Hello, Jay. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you this evening?
Good. All right. So I have a guest on with me, and I hope more folks join us because normally Sundays and Monday nights, Wednesday nights, those are good nights to go live. So I don't know what everybody's problem is.
Okay.
But he is going to introduce himself to you all. Okay, we got some people from Raleigh, we got some people from Maryland, everybody, Los Angeles, Port St. Lucie, Florida, Virginia. So just looking at everybody coming in the room. Thank you so much. But Jay, tell everyone a little bit about you.
Absolutely. Good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Jay Neal, also known as Jay Nova, also known as Coach Nova. Helming from Richmond, VA. 804 is the area code. Happy to be with Anita this evening, and I am the CEO and founder of Nova Coaching and Development.
All
My
right.
niche, my niche is relationship coaching.
All right.
You can say that my inspiration came from the movie
Yeah.
Hitch.
Yeah. Yep.
And
Okay.
I've been recently divorced and was married for 24 years and bring a lot of experience and exposure and self-assessments from my own personal experience into my coaching practices. And I look at myself as an accountability partner,
Yeah.
looking to clean up these love streets because there's a lot of toxicity and PTSD but also some great intentions, and everybody just need a little fantastic conversation about vetting partners.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Lord. Yeah, for sure. Um, and everyone does need help, right? Everybody needs accountability. Everybody needs help. So I totally understand that. Do you primarily work with men, women?
I prefer to work with men, but
Mm-hmm.
I seem to draw a lot of female attention and inquiries. So I turn no one away unless we're just a bad
Right.
match. I'm working with a few young couples right now, and I can see the blossoming in their relationship, as well as I have some individual folks that I work with from time to time as well. So again, it's all about accountability.
Yep.
And sometimes you have to hold up that mirror to someone so they can see themselves before they can turn the page to be for somebody else.
Right. Okay. Well, we need a lot of that. Um, I often encourage people to take some time to self-reflect. Like,
Indeed,
I think,
indeed.
people need to do that. Like, just self-reflect, just take a little time off, self-reflect. I have the self-discovery relationship tool. That's something that I created that all of my clients know about. And it's basically making the 3 lists. That is the blueprint before you come back out. I use that with my couples therapy. They have to make that list, those 3 lists, and it is the blueprint. They're teaching the other person how to love them. So very simplistic, I love keeping it simple. I think it is simple,
Hmm.
and we are trying to complicate it. So I don't understand that. But all right, but tonight I'd like to talk a little bit about the vetting process. Oh, I kicked my light off. Hold on, y'all. I'd like to talk a little bit about the vetting process and Jay, what that looks like. If someone, y'all, I'm messy. See, this is telling y'all I need a break. Like I said, when Anita gets messy, Anita need a break. Tell us what that process looks like. Is that process different for a single man, a single woman? What does that process look like? If people are
Um,
vetting.
I would dare to say there is no
Mm-hmm.
difference. It's all about what your intentionality is and what seasoning you're in.
Mm.
Um, I think as folks who are freshly coming out of relationships, they either try to find themselves another relationship so that way they can mask what took place in the last
Yep.
relationship, or they've been single for so long that they just give up hope, and then the next great hope that comes around, they just tend to attach to them because they have this white picket fence dream that they're trying to realize, and they don't take the time to at least slow down.
Yep.
I call it the crock pot process.
Mm-hmm.
Everything tastes better from a crock pot versus a
Mm-hmm.
microwave.
That's it.
And it's a lot of folks who are looking to get up under somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
to say that I have somebody.
Yep.
Well, is this the right person to claim as your somebody?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's about take the time to get to know someone. I'm a sapiosexual. If somebody doesn't know what that means, that's basically I'm extremely attracted to mentality
Mm-hmm.
and conversation and intellect.
Right.
I've ran into many beautiful women that are ugly as soon as they open up their mouths, and their spirits are tainted, their spirits are traumatized,
Oh
and we
no.
all have things that we've been through. But I can immediately tell that something just isn't right with you. And as I continue to pull back the layers, you start to look at yourself, and then all I do have to say is, "Have a good day," and make sure you go talk to
Yeah.
somebody. Um,
Uh,
so again, vetting is about being intentional about what you want. Now, if you just want a kick it or a side piece, what like it is, then your vetting is going to be very shallow, very superficial, very wham bam, thank you, ma'am type of thing.
right.
And I'm not going to frown on anyone who's in that season of their lives because most people have to have that season before they can get to their happily ever after.
Mm-hmm.
But, but what I continue to run into is folks who really want to have that happily ever after, and
Mm-hmm.
they're not taking the time to, okay, let's have the first date, second date, third date. Keeping in mind that once you start mixing in physicality, it muddies the waters when it comes to emotional and mental stability and clarity.
Right.
So ask about a person's childhood. I mean, I would say all of us are nothing but grown versions of our child.
That's right. Yep.
That's it. And
Yep.
if a person is unwilling to share with them about their background and what they've been through and their parenthood and all those type of things, red flag number one.
Yep. Yep.
Number two, I hate this whole thing. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Well, I don't know what I may see myself in 5 months. We're not going to do
Right.
that game.
Right.
Okay. Who are you right now and where do you want to be? And when you close your eyes for the last time, what do you want your legacy to be?
Right.
Let's just start with conversations like that. Yes, you go, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite meal? All those type of things are very surface
Right.
level, but get to know somebody for real. Ask them who their best
Mm-hmm.
friends are.
Yep.
If they don't have friends, red
Right.
flag.
Yep.
What was the relationship with your mother and father? You don't know them or you don't have one? White flag.
Right.
That's a pause sign, you
Yeah.
know. For my fellas out here in these streets, do you have children? Do you take care of all of your children? When was the last time you seen your children? Ladies, ask these questions.
Yep. Yep. Those are good. And I say the same thing. So the family, because I always tell people, know the family. That's who created this person. Know the family. And they had on the little all the places you can't go on the little date list. Remember the Cheesecake Factory scenario? So one of them
Hmm.
was one of them was the family cookout. I was like, oh no, baby, I'm going to that family cookout. I'm going to that family cookout. That's a great date. That's a great date. You get to
Absolutely.
see everybody. That's a great date. I've been telling people like, hey, if this guy say, hey, yeah, my family's cooking, you go. You about to find out everything you need to know. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a great date. Go to that
yeah,
family cookout.
yeah. Fall in love with people watching.
Yep.
Because what you may not know about from the person, your immediate attention, you can find out from their immediate
Yep.
circle. And if you got to pull somebody to the side and say, "Hey, I'm curious, what was such and such like as a child?"
That's it. That's it.
Do it.
That's it. That's
No
it.
harm, no foul, right?
Right? But here's one of the things I said a couple weeks back. I said, you all are using short term mating strategy and you want long term results. Like, what are you doing? like, what are you doing? What?
So, when- so when you say short-term mating strategies, give me some examples.
Sleeping with people on the first night, sleeping with people on the first night,
Mm.
or letting them come to your house and you don't know them, or going to their house and they don't know you, and bringing them around your kids, and going on trips. I had one girl tell me her first date with a guy that she met online was a cruise. I was like, what? Huh? Yeah, he was a travel consultant and we went on a cruise. Okay. What? Yeah, yeah. So I'm like, these are short-term mating strategies. That's a love bomb. That's to get you, just the dopamine is just off the charts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what?
Indeed.
Oh
Yeah.
my, I said, no, no, no. I said, and you're gonna get short-term results. You're gonna get short-term results. You're not gonna get long-term results doing that behavior. So yeah, nope.
And I want to be careful with that because, I mean, I would say the majority of time you're absolutely correct. I mean, there is a strategy to getting to knowing someone, but there are one-offs as well. I
Yeah,
mean, I
yeah.
know folks who were immediately intimate within the first 48, 72 hours, and they're still together 10, 15 years down the road because their chemistry was right, their intentionality was right. They found out something about each other within that short period of time that kept them intrigued. Um, those things do happen, but
Yeah, I
those
would
are
say
one-offs.
I would say it's the exception though. See, and people
Yes,
know
yes, those are the one-offs.
yeah, I
Those
don't
are the
work
one.
in the
Those are the
exception.
unicorn. Those are the unicorn
Right,
experiences for sure.
right.
But
Yep.
again, both these people knew who they were when they met each other, and
Mm-hmm.
they were willing to lay it on the line when the important and essential conversations had to take
Right.
place, and
Yep.
instead of just trying to mask and continue to show up as a representative because of shame or
Right.
trauma or unresolved issues or appearance, what they
Mm-hmm.
think people want to see
Yep.
versus who they really genuinely need to show up as.
Yep.
Because when we take our clothes off, we naked at that point.
Yeah.
And once we exchange these spirits,
Yeah.
you better be you got to be very mindful of who you're taking on and who you're bringing forward as well.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Any specific advice for the gentleman? I just worked with a gentleman the other day, and I talked to him
Hmm.
at length on how to vet women. And I said, yes, men need to vet too. I don't know why you think you don't. I know most men feel lucky to be in the presence of an attractive woman. That's not
Hmm.
enough. That's not enough. What would you say to the gentleman?
Again, what is your goal? Are you looking for something? If you're looking for a good time, then your vetting is going to be what it
Yeah.
is. And what I say to any gentleman who's just looking for a good time, make that upfront and clear to whoever your audience is.
Yep.
Say, you know what? I'm here for a good time and not a long time.
That's it.
I learned that a long time ago.
That's it. Yep.
And just give the other person the opportunity to choose whether or not they want to engage in just your immediate gratification or if they're
Right.
looking for something longer than just now.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but if your mind is in the mentality of, you know what, I'm actually looking for somebody to bond with and companion with. I don't want to use the word partner because that's contractual at that point. That's a
Mm-hmm.
give and take type thing. If I'm looking for somebody to companion with, then resist your loins. You can compliment the lady to say, you know what, I'm very attracted to you, but
Right.
more importantly, it's important for me to get to know you beyond your
Yep.
physicality. So here's my phone number. May I have yours? I would love to give you a call in the next 24, 48 hours.
Yep.
And let's get to know each other. How will we choose to get to know each other?
Right.
And just take your time. Ask the deep questions. And if she's resistant to opening up, make a
Mm-hmm.
decision.
Yep.
Make a decision for you. This is about you. If she is
Mm-hmm.
not willing to answer an essential question that is important to you, ask her
Yeah.
why. Just don't give up on her. Ask her
Mm-hmm.
why. Because again, you may have hit a button for her
Mm-hmm.
that she may not, or you may have scraped a scab,
Yeah.
and she's not ready to put that bomb on it yet. But she's at least willing to let you know that it is a scab for me,
Exactly.
and maybe not right now, but if we continue to get to know each other, let's
Yeah.
do so. But just
Okay.
your just take your time, man. Just take your time.
Mm-hmm.
Rome was not built in a
Right.
day, and neither was America.
That's right. That's right. So, okay. And same things apply, like you said, getting to know the family.
Hmm.
And I get a lot of heat for this, but there are several hills that I'm willing to die on. Everybody knows that. And I am a big proponent of, so the number one thing I tell men is the emotional stability. You need to determine a woman's emotional stability and her emotional maturity. That is super important because, as I discussed in another live, gone are the days of women being seen as like genteel souls or little lambs, or oh, they're just so genteel and so sweet. And so, no, there are women out here who will destroy you. Like, they will destroy you. Okay, it is what it is. They will destroy you. They will lie on you. They will cheat on you. They will try to take everything you have. Like, I'm just gonna keep it a buck tonight. But
Hmm.
yeah, we cannot, believe in the whole, oh, believe all women and oh, women. No, no, we can't do
No,
that
no, no.
anymore.
I don't know
Nope.
anybody who's screaming that.
Yeah,
And let's be clear. Both genders can be manipulative.
that's it.
There there's absolutely a pool of men out here who are looking to leech and latch
Yep.
onto a woman who is already
Yep.
established, is well off, and sing her praises for something that is transactional
Yep.
beyond her happily ever
Yep.
after. So it goes both ways.
It sure
Uh,
does.
but again, and those go back to those deep questions.
Yep.
Who are you when nobody's around? What do you enjoy doing in your spare time?
Hmm.
You know, I would love to see how you interact around your people.
Yep.
What would your people say about you that you wouldn't say about yourself?
Right. Right.
And again, none of this is foolproof. Let's
Hmm.
be clear,
Yep.
because you can vet somebody for 6 months, 6 years, and they'll still end up with a dud.
Yeah. Yeah.
It happens, but
It does.
each
It
of
does.
us each of us are responsibility for our vetting process,
Hmm.
what we put forward. What we
Hmm.
put out in the universe is our responsibility. What comes back is beyond our control.
Right. Right. So number two, we talked about a woman's virtue. And again, I teach men how to vet for that. Will you ever know the exact number of men that she's been sexually intimate with? The answer is no. Right?
No.
Because it's very unlikely that she's going to give you the honest answer. Um, and you can make up something in your head, so you're not going to know that.
Hmm.
However, in my mind, I can determine a woman's virtue. I can determine things about her virtue based on observing her, based on how she interacts with me, based on things that she posts, things that she says. Like I take a huge picture of all of that, and that gives me information. And you want to do that, gentlemen, right? You cannot be what I call a spirit of confusion man. So this is what a spirit of confusion man is. He is double-minded. So one part of him says, yeah, I want a good girl. I want a virtuous woman, right? I don't want somebody who's out here just throwing it around to everybody. But on the other hand, he want to hit on the first night. So I'm like, okay, which is it, bro? Like, what's it gonna be? Because you can't live in those two worlds. Like if I'm a good virtuous woman, I'm gonna turn you down too. Like I'm not going
Mm-hmm.
home with you because I'm a good virtuous woman. I don't know you. You're a stranger. So, brothers, you got to kind of make up your mind. Like Jay said, if you're looking for something more than just fun, yeah, that's one of the ways to tell. So if she's like, no, I'm just really getting to know you. I don't know you that well. I feel more comfortable once we got to know each other better, or whatever that looks like. But don't be sour about that, because you actually want a good woman. You want a good woman who is not out here giving it to everybody. And that's what it will look like. So, but I experienced that myself. This what I call the spirit of confusion. Oh, I want a good girl. I want someone with low body count. We go on one day. Hey, can I come back to your house? I'm like, excuse me? Like, what happened to all that? What happened to what you just said? I don't understand.
And men will test the waters because because at the end of the day we are physically drawn
That's
first,
right.
and we are hunters,
Yep.
and sometimes we will play the game to see how true you are to
Right.
yourself for real. Are you just
Okay.
all Are you just all song and dance? Are you just trying to provide a representative because this is what it's supposed to be versus
Right.
who you truly are?
Right.
And keep in mind, we are one part verbal, but we're also another part energetic.
Mm-hmm.
I've been, I've been in the midst of women who are saying one thing, but their body language and their energy is telling me a whole different
Different.
story.
Yep. Yep.
And I'm sure women have been in the same presence of men that give that same story. It's like, bro, I hear what you're saying, but something ain't right.
Yeah.
Some the math ain't math.
Yep.
And be courageous enough to call it out respectfully.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
Respectful.
That's it. And I have no problem telling a man, oh, I find you attractive. There is a chemistry between us. However, it is not my practice to be sexually intimate with someone that I'm not committed to. Like I've said that thousands of times. Like, yeah, it does not matter, that I find you attractive or there's something about you that I find interesting. But I also follow it up with, yeah, it's not my practice to be sexually intimate with someone that I'm not committed to. That's it.
And the right man for what you're looking for would say, well, help me understand what that looks like. Well, tell me about your commitment needs and your necessities.
Yep. That's it.
That's it.
So ladies, yeah, it's not hard. It's not hard. So those are the two that I gave to the gentlemen. I'm trying to think of the two that I gave to the ladies. Well, I know one was safety and security. I always say that. Women's number one need is safety and security. And I believe good masculine men, they make women feel safe, right? They're not weird, they're not touching them, in a weird way, or they're not invading their personal space too soon. They're not talking about anything inappropriate. Like healthy masculine men make women feel safe. They really do. They're just like, so safety and security I think is huge. When I start feeling uncomfortable, that's not good, and I just say it like, ooh, we've gone down a really uncomfortable road. Like I feel very uncomfortable right now, and
Right.
that's not good. That's not good. But safety and security, women are vulnerable physically. That is a biological fact. Most men could kill a woman with his bare hands. Most women cannot kill a man with her bare hands. So that alone, we are physically vulnerable. We have on our person something that most men want, and so that can be problematic. Okay.
Mhm.
So safety and security. I want to be in your energy and I want to feel safe. I don't want it to feel weird. I don't want it to feel inappropriate. I just want it to feel safe. So that was the number one thing that I told the ladies. Like, trust your instinct, trust your intuition. And like you said, I 100% love the whole call it out respectfully, because that's what I do. Like, it shocks men when I say, hey, like, we've gone down a really dark road. Like, what's up with that? Like, I just call it out.
Or I
If
mean,
you
say, bro, you real creepy. I mean, what's I mean, yeah,
what,
I mean, you real creepy. I mean, you real sleazy. I mean,
yeah,
I
what's
mean,
going on?
what energy, what permission did I give to you for
Right.
you to treat me or
Talk to
speak to me
me.
the way that you
Yep.
just did? I mean, and
Thank
you'll
you.
immediately and you get two type of responses like, hey, you know what, ma'am, I didn't even realize that it
Yeah.
came across that way.
Yep.
Or B, you'll get the immature FUB
Yeah.
and blah blah blah. And you're like,
Yep. Yeah. That's it. That's it. So yeah, that's the way. But that's kind of what I do. I kind of I'm direct with people. I'm direct with them. And you're right. There's only two ways that's going to go. I am respectful. Like, I don't believe in the whole, teeth sucking, neck rolling, and getting all rock, all rah rah. I don't believe in that. But I am direct, and that can be very disconcerting for people, because I guess they don't expect that I would just say, "Hey, what's going on? Like, what's up with that?" And
mm,
you're right. It's only going to go one of two ways. But safety, gentlemen, safety and security. And just when it comes to women, and I mean, y'all know this because of the whole Me Too, Time's Up, and all of that stuff, I would err on the side of caution. Like, I would err on the side of caution when it comes to women. Um, and some guys, I've had some guys do this with me, where they will say, I'm going to hold the door open for you, or is it okay for me to, help you with your coat? I'm going to pull your chair out, and I love that, because I just want a gentleman, but they will just kind of announce, like, hey, I want to make sure you get in safely, or I'd love a hug, or I'd love that's it. And then it's up to me whether I want to do that or not. That makes me feel safe. That makes
yeah,
me feel safe.
four words fellas can use is, do you mind if?
That's it. That's it. That's it. Like you said.
Gain her permission.
Right.
Gain her permission. Even if you think it's just 101 chivalry, still
Yeah.
gain her permission, especially a stranger or someone you just
Right.
met for the first time.
Right.
Just gain it because it extends respect. Yes, they want to be wooed. Yes, they want to be charmed. Yes, they want somebody to flatter them. But at the bottom line, to your point, when
Hmm.
it comes to safety and security, respect takes care of that immediately.
Exactly.
Excuse me, miss, do
Exactly.
you mind if I pull this chair out for you? Do you mind if I open this door for
That's it.
you? Do you mind if I buy you a drink?
Yep.
Just do you mind? Just gain permission.
Hmm. That's it.
Just gain permission.
That's it. That's it. However, we're going to go down another road. So we got a lot of people, though, that are checked out. They are checked out of relationships. They're checked out of even dating. And I don't know what your thoughts are about that. People are just like, nope, I don't want to do any of it.
Um, if you're checked out, then stay away
Mm,
and stay quiet because your dismissiveness towards love and
mm,
connectivity can be as influential as your willingness to be open to love and
right.
connectivity. Um, I get it. Everybody goes through I'm not gonna say everybody, but folks go
Mm-hmm.
through seasons
Yeah, right.
where they're exhausted, they have no more energy to give. And those are the moments where we take times for ourselves.
Right. Mhm.
As you mentioned at the beginning of the call, at the beginning of the video, you're going to take a
Oh,
month or two away from social media.
I'm
I
there.
encourage everyone to do that annually. Give
Yeah.
yourself at least a 60 to 90-day
Yep.
reprieve, unless you make money off of
Mm.
social media. But if you don't, if
I
you,
make money and I'm taking a break. I can't
yeah, I
do
mean,
it.
but sincerely, if your
Yep.
Cash App isn't ringing when you log on to social media more times than not,
Yeah.
take a break because
Mm.
we all need that disconnect to
Mm-hmm.
connect with ourselves.
Yep.
And as I said earlier, some people are really in tune to just making sure they stay engaged with the outside world
Right.
because they're too fearful to deal with what's internal to them.
Mm.
And
Mm.
that's dangerous. And that's dangerous. It's
See?
so dangerous.
Mm.
You know, I've had my moments where I, sat in the dark, rocking back and forth with Erica Badu playing the
Yep.
background and incense burning just to get with me. And it was
Yeah.
extremely
Yeah.
therapeutic. because we all come with generational curses. We all come with generational baggages. We all come from lack of communication in some areas or opportunities in our lives. Not
Mm-hmm.
everybody came from a loving and substantial and not necessarily impoverished, but a
Right.
rich background of love. And
Right.
even if you do, there's still going to be gaps in that too.
Yeah, that's true. That's
So
true.
everybody needs to take a
Right.
pause annually, get that
Mm-hmm.
vacation, and turn your phone off.
Yes. Yes. That's what I'm
It
about to
is
do.
nothing more. You've got to get with you.
Right. That's it. But I told people tonight is the last live for a little while. I'm taking a much needed break. I am burnt out. And it's not healthy. Like when you work with people, when you coach people or counsel people, it's not healthy to feel that negativity. Like that's not good. It's not good for them. I have to bring my best self to the table. And so if I
Mhm.
can't, I made a video. Was it today? Yeah, it was earlier today, and my phone shut off because it overheated, and then I did a part two. But I was furious. I was furious in that video because I was discussing how all of this gender war is affecting children. Like that's what no one wants to talk about. How is this affecting children? And
Speak on that.
so I was talking about energy, and I agree with you that we have bias, right? So one of the title of the live was the long-term effects of women saying they don't need a man, right?
Okay.
Here's the
Okay.
long-term effect. We put that out there. I don't need a man. I have my own job and my own money and my own house and my little dog and my car and my trips and my girlfriends and my brunch. I don't need a man. And
Hmm.
men are trash. Those are the top two things. I don't need a man, and men are trash. That energy goes out. Men say, okay, well, let me show you what trash really looks like. Let me show you what since you don't need a man, let me become less than, let me not educate myself, let me not get a job, let me watch porn or play video games all day, or not approach you anymore, because you don't need a man. You don't need a man. So women have, in essence, put that energy out, and they are actually getting back what they put out.
That's a universal law, right? What you put out, you can only seek to receive.
That's it.
I'm kind of thrown off a little bit because I would think that, well, there's a section of men that would take that on as a challenge.
But it's
Men
guess
are
that's
trash.
what the
Men
percentage is. The
yeah.
percentage
I
is
mean,
10%. 10%.
yeah, I agree with you.
It's
And,
not
men have
everybody.
men have definitely became lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I 100% speak on behalf of a good population of men that they are lazy, they're entitled, they feel like they are the catch, when in all essence that both of us are the catch.
That's
We
right.
need each other.
We need
Okay.
each other. We need each other.
Women say, I am the prize. Well, you know what happens with a prize? You open it up and then you may be disappointed or
Yeah.
you may keep it. Now,
Or you set it on a shelf and go get another one.
then you go get another one. So do you really want to
So
be the prize or do you want to be the gift? I mean,
exactly.
which one is it? I mean, and I think we have to dismantle that process too, because women have forever put themselves or pedestalized themselves,
Yes.
and
Yes. Yep.
as if they are superior
Yep.
and desires,
Yep.
as if
Yep.
our needs and our wants and our thoughts and our emotional
Yeah.
connectivity is not as essential as theirs.
Exactly.
But
Yep.
men need to do a better job of communicating those things as
Mm-hmm.
well. And I say to both genders that we owe it to each other to create safe spaces to be naked.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm not saying literally, but I'm saying spiritually and emotionally.
Yeah. Yep.
And if we do that, we learn so much about each other where our needs are essentially different. And that's
Mm-hmm.
fine. Know, my love language is acts of service. That's what I love to receive. But
Yeah.
my partner that doesn't mean that I should give it to her though,
Yeah.
because she may be physical touch.
That's right. That's right.
So get out of our selfishness in
Yep.
order to see another person. And
Mm-hmm.
if it works both ways, neither one of us will go without.
Right. Right. But here is how it's trickling down to children. So, you know, women don't need men, right? They put that out there forever. They're now reaping the whirlwind of that, right? And here's
Mm-hmm.
what's interesting. This is what's interesting. Not every woman is saying that, but because
Correct.
you have a population of women that are, it's like, okay, but the women who are like, I need a man, no, I want to get married. It's like they don't even consider us. They have now put something out into the universe that all of us are getting back. All of us are dealing with it. And then let's talk about how it trickles down to children. So here's one thing that as long as this earth is spinning around the sun, that we not gonna do, we not gonna stop having sex with each other. Okay? So your MGTOW and your red pill and all the other, y'all still want to have sex. Like, can we keep it 1,000? And that sex makes babies, but then it's like, okay, and look, the single mothers are the problem. But what was it? Immaculate conception? Yeah, no, they had sex with a man. So
Correct.
it makes
Did you vet
sense.
the man? Did you vet the
They
man?
didn't.
Right.
They didn't. They didn't. But you
Right.
have a population of children that are not, they're not getting a good mom, a good dad. I'm like, no, that's
Mm-hmm.
what's got me upset.
And
Ugh.
allowing YouTube
Yep.
and Instagram and
Raise their children.
TikTok
Yep.
and the streets to raise their children because the
Exactly.
parents are still trying to find themselves in the midst of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's my
You're right. Yeah.
problem. That will
Yeah.
always, forever. I told them, I said, as a former school teacher, as a therapist, that will always be my problem, is how this is affecting the children. I just can't stand by and watch that. And there was a very popular male influencer, a YouTuber, talking about, f these little kids and f these single mothers, and they want us to marry them and they want us to mentor their sons and mentor, oh f them. I was like, are we really saying this? Are you really saying f the children? Like, I said, you know what? I need to be away from this. Like, I can't do it. If this is where we've gotten to, where we
Yeah.
are living in a world that does not care about children, yeah, I'm good. I think I'm okay. Like, I'm going to go away over here. Like, I don't want to live in that world. But he was like, yeah, and they want us to like mentor their sons and be coaches of their football and basketball teams. Well, F them, and they should have chose better and this and that. I don't doubt any of that. That part I get.
Mm-hmm.
But you look at what you're saying about a child. Like, really? This is what you're doing? It's
And
insane.
when parents become aware that such influence is reaching their
Right?
children, parents need to make a concerted effort to say, I know this is what you've been exposed to,
Yeah.
and your mother and I or your father and I are joined in saying this is not
Yeah.
right, and this is someone that you should turn your attention away from.
Yeah.
And then as a community, I'm gonna take it a step further. The mature and loving and nurturing and spiritually and God-fearing part of this community, we need to do a better job of denouncing folks who use that rhetoric.
Right.
Because if we allow it to continue without discipline or
Yeah.
canceling voices as a
Mm,
unison, it
mm,
comes across as being acceptance.
yeah.
And there's so many aspects of life that we can do a lot better as a community to say, you know what, we heard it, but no,
Yeah.
that's not it.
Yeah.
That's an attention seeking, traumatized, money hungry,
Mm,
irresponsible spirit that has found a microphone and an audience and is irresponsibly using
yep.
their voice.
Yep.
And we as a community say, hell
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no, that ain't it.
Yeah. It's crazy. So that's why I was like, yeah, it's time for me to take a break. Like, I don't have anything good to say. I don't have anything, but like, I don't got nothing. Like, I
Right.
got nothing. When you're saying that, like, I got nothing. Like, we can't even, like you said, collectively try to protect children. I got
Mhm.
nothing. Like, I live on a street here in Richmond, Virginia, where there were two little girls riding their bike. One of them fell off their bike, and I was out there picking up pine cones, and the dog was out there with me, and I ran over And I saw to her, and I went and got the first aid kit, and I found out they lived 3 doors down. I hadn't seen them. They lived 3 doors down. I took them back to their mother, and she was forever grateful. And that's the world I want to live in. Okay? Thank you. Oh
And,
my
and,
gosh.
and
And
we have
you
to go,
gave her a
and
Band-Aid.
we have
Yeah.
to go through the career then. Yeah. Somebody asked in
Mm.
the comments, what do you think about a queen maker? Did you see that question? What does
Oh,
Anita think about a
Lord.
queen maker?
Oh, yes. I wonder what Anita thinks about the Queen Maker. So that's Princella. And one of the things that I did speak on her. I actually posted something. I actually posted a piece of her content. And the only thing that I do agree with her on is women giving, giving men access to them without at least wanting to provide some value. And I don't mean resources. I keep having to explain this when I say this. I don't mean resources. I always tell people there is no free sex. And what I mean by that is not money, right? The sex will cost you your time. It will cost you your heart. It will cost you your commitment. It will cost. That's what the sex costs you, your
And
exclusivity, right? It's
and your
not about
and your
money.
spirit. And your spirit.
Exactly. Exactly. So it's not about money, but it will cost you something because we
Hmm.
should be investing into each other. So no, I don't give men access to me for nothing. Like I really don't. I don't know you, and you haven't proven yourself to be a man of good character. No, you're not going to get access to me. That's probably the only thing she says that I agree with, that women
Hmm.
are giving access to themselves to men that they don't bring any value, like they come to take. So that part I do agree with. But Princella also has been pushing this narrative. It's like the 4B movement. She wants women to stop dealing with men, like stop marrying them, stop having sex with them, stop dating them, stop having children with them. So she's kind of pushing that whole just don't deal with them, right?
Why
And
is
they,
that? Why?
well, she herself is homosexual, so she herself is a lesbian.
Agenda.
And yeah, and a lot of people are saying, "Oh, okay, like that's what that's about." But she claims she wants to protect women. That her whole thing is to protect women, but she has a very traumatic past. She was once married. She was raped. She was raped by a man. She was manipulated by another man who stole thousands of dollars from her. So she has very negative. She has very negative experiences with men. So I can only assume that that has something to do with like why she's saying what she's saying. Um, but yeah, the only thing she and I are in agreement on is, yes, women should not just be giving access of themselves to men. Like, no, you need to vet him. He needs to bring value. He needs to be of high character. He has to kind of want the same thing that you want. Like, if he doesn't want what I want, we're probably not a good fit. Like, and I would just tell him that. Oh, I'm not ready for anything serious. Oh, and then I always act like I'm disappointed, even though I'm not. I'm like, oh, that's too bad because yeah, that's not a good fit for me. That's it. That's what I say to men who say that every time. Like that.
So
That's
so
it.
you use the words, if he doesn't want what I want.
Right.
So this is a conversation that takes place between the
Yeah.
genders. Whose agenda takes precedence here? Um,
I think both parties do, and that's why they have to find people that want what they want. So I find men that want what I want all the time. There are plenty of
okay.
men on the earth that want what I want, and guess what? We're a great fit. We're a great fit for each other. I
Mhm.
do not deal with men that don't want what I want. I always prioritize the relationship I want to have. I don't prioritize necessarily having the man. I prioritize the relationship I want to have. And so, if that man is like, yeah, I'd like to do that too. I'd like to be in something real. I'd like to be in something serious. I'd like to one day settle down. Great. That's
Mhm.
what I want. But if he
Right.
said, no, I don't see myself doing that, I'd really love to, be friends with benefits, or I'd be in some sort of situationship. If that's not what I want, I would probably say no,
Sure.
because, we don't want the same thing, and that's okay. Right. And like you said, I wouldn't demonize him for what he's doing. It just doesn't work for me.
Yeah,
Doesn't.
man. Correct. And he's in a season, and it could be short or it could be forever. But at the end of the day, he at least gave you the opportunity to make a decision.
That's it.
And that's what we have to do such a better job is just give each other the opportunity to say yes or no to your
Yeah.
agenda. And
Yeah.
don't be ashamed of your agenda. And if you are ashamed of your agenda, then don't go in the streets until you get yourself right.
Mm. Okay, we got one, Jay, for you. What's your opinion of sex being used as a weapon in a marriage?
No, never,
Oh, Lord.
never,
Mm.
never, never, no, no. You. Part of the reason I got married to you is because you took me off of the sexual market.
See? Like, come on now.
So now that you have me,
Yeah.
you're going to now. It doesn't work that way. No.
No, I keep
Now,
telling women this.
now,
Mm.
if the sex isn't good, or if you're not getting what you need out of that experience, then have the conversation with your partner,
Yep.
and we got a whole gamut of experiences that we can bring into the bedroom in order for folks to be better. I'm not
Right.
gonna say great,
Yeah.
but better.
That's
Okay.
right.
But to withhold sex as a means to get what you want
Right.
from a behavior perspective, no ma'am and no
Yeah.
sir. No,
Yep.
no,
And
not
y'all
at all.
know how I feel about that. I had to tell a
No.
lady, what was it, last week? Oh my gosh. And look, the husband, as soon as I said it, he just turned and looked at her. So I said to her, I said, here's the reality. And I've told many a woman this. I said, if you ever think, ever, that you will want to stop having sex, do not marry a man. And her husband said, like, I said, you know, like, I ain't got nothing else, right? You got to ride this out. Like you got to ride this one out, right?
And men need to be a little bit, men need to also realize that women go through
Right.
seasons. And if a woman is stressed out, if she feels like too much is on her plate, her body chemistry may be off or
Right.
whatever like it is. Okay, there may be times that she may not be as accepting of your sexual advances because she's literally going through something herself.
Right.
And that men need to do a better job of listening
Mm-hmm.
and inquiring and being compassionate. And at the same time, women need to be able to communicate. Hey, baby, you know what? Has nothing to do with
Right.
you. I'm just feeling something
Yep.
right now. I don't know what it is, but my no is not a rejection of you.
Right.
My no is a protection of me right
Right.
now. And let's figure this out together because I don't want you to go without,
Yeah.
but today ain't a good day.
Yeah. Yeah. But
But you have to be able to say that.
yeah, I have that conversation with a lot of 40 and 50-year-old women who are perimenopausal or menopausal.
Yeah.
And I say, okay, we need communication. We may need help from a doctor. We have to deal with it. We have to deal with
Hmm.
it. We cannot just say, well, that's what it is. And just throw your hands up. That's not an option. And the same for
No.
gentlemen. Gentlemen are going to get older. They're going to go through andropause. Their testosterone's going to go down. And we are not going to just say, oh, well, I mean, this is just what's happening. No, we're going to see about it. We're going to see about it. We're going to have a lifelong, healthy, sexual drive. We're going to do what we need to do so that that can happen. That's it.
Absolutely.
That's it. And
Absolutely.
I help couples with that all the time. And I'm very direct. That always shocks people because I say things and they're like, oh my God, like, you just said that. I was like, yes, I did. Yes, I did. I said, if you're not able to have penetration, there are other sexual things that you can do. Have you considered that? There are other sexual acts, other sexual things, because the goal is to be sexual. So if penetration is off the table, what else you got? Like, what else you got? So like, well, I mean, yeah, yeah, there are
Let's
lots of other sexual things you
yeah,
can do. So yeah,
let's figure it
that's
out. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
That's right.
And let's be honest about it. I mean, if you can't figure it out, then you need to have a different conversation.
That's right. That's
And
right.
and 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 sometimes it really boils down to it. I mean, and you can call it selfish, but it's reality for a lot of folks. Like, you know what? I'm tired of toys. I'm tired of alternative methods. At the
Right.
end of the day, I married you for good deed. I ain't getting good deed no more.
See?
I ain't, so what we doing here?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
what are we doing here?
Okay, so Dolly Rose Paris said women feel the same about men that have sex on the internet instead of between the couple. So not having sex with the woman. I assume you're talking about pornography
Got to be
use because some
talking
men,
about
that's a thing,
yeah.
the use of pornography. And so I
Mm-hmm.
talk to men about that. I've had a couple of men come in, and that's a thing. You know, they have a pornography issue. So we have to talk about that. That, yeah, I really want you to abstain so that you can feel good about being with your partner.
Yeah, I've read nothing, I've heard nothing good about pornography.
Oh, it's
Um,
not.
the only thing I can see value in is that it may introduce some different positions or
Yeah.
some ideas in order to spice things up in your bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to use it as a resource, okay. But to
Yeah.
use it as a means just to get yourself off
Yeah.
is highly detrimental to your sex drive and to any relationship that you go in.
It is.
Um,
It is. And the clinical research, I'm always sending people, there's a great organization. It's called fightthenewdrug.org. Everyone
mhm.
here on my platform knows how I feel about pornography. I have a very personal reason to talk about pornography and the ills of pornography, and not from a moral perspective. I always talk from a clinical perspective. But
Mhm.
there are thousands of research studies over there that will, and like I said, I deal with it every day in my practice. I deal with men, 30-year-old men that have erectile dysfunction because of pornography. Like, that's insane. Okay. You don't want to have sex with a real woman, but you're like, what? Okay.
And it introduces consistent comparison.
Right. Right.
And nobody wants to be compared to anybody. Accept me
Yeah,
for who I am. Welcome me for who I am.
that's
But if
right.
you're always on the screen looking at a dolled up, BBL'd, sexually enhanced specimen of a human being,
Yeah.
it's hard for you to go and then you're in the streets around normal
People.
people.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
it's detrimental.
Yeah.
It's absolutely more harmful than it is
It
beneficial.
is,
And
unfortunately.
it's a shame. And people have to realize that there is a movement to decentralize men,
Yeah.
especially because I shouldn't be able to click on a site and just see anything I want to see
Right.
sexually. That
Yep.
level of access is no, that's not cool.
Yeah. All right. Any questions you all have for Jay? I'm just going back just to make sure I didn't miss any questions. Let me see if I'm making sure I didn't miss anything. But any questions, ladies, gentlemen? Any questions?
Is it possible for these men to
There you
heal?
go.
Yes.
mm,
Are you able to provide a healing space for the men that you're referencing? That's what I
hmm
would ask you.
Yeah.
Do you have the language to make a man feel safe with you so that way he can heal?
Right.
That's what I would ask you.
Right. That's it. That's it. So, and I'm going to give this caveat because I experienced this myself, where I believed I was very much a safe space for a gentleman. Um, and his trauma like started to undo me. And I was like, oh no, 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 no. like, oh no, 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 no. I done 25 years of work. Like, we're not doing this. And I just said, hey, I have to take a step back because I believe I'm safe. I believe I'm a good person and I'm here to listen, and there was no judgment. I said, but some of the things you're doing are triggering me. And I would
Mm,
say that, like, hey, you disappearing for days on end, that's a trigger. That very
mm,
much kind of takes me back to an abandonment space or a space of, am I not good enough? And I would talk about that, and I'm like, yeah, that doesn't work for me. And that behavior continued, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go over here because now you're kind of undoing my work. Like, that can't happen. Um, so
And I
that's
would
what I
love,
would say. If you can try to be that, and that person's ready, like and I've also met people that were ready. They were ready. They're like, oh my gosh, you're the most stable person I know, and you're the most, kind and patient person I know. This is a good space, right? And they were ready, and I was like, okay, and I communicated, and they communicated, and we were good. But there were some other people that I was like, Like, this is starting to undo my work. And I can't have that. So I'm going to have to go over here. So I
Yes,
got to go over here.
yes. And we
Okay. So,
all know the nature of a woman is to nurture.
yeah.
And women, I empower you and I encourage you to not allow that natural gift, that natural blessing that you have from God above to be manipulated or taken advantage of. Because there are a lot of broken men out here who
Mm-hmm.
are finding someone to just lick their wounds.
Yeah.
Not,
Yeah.
not to build a partnership with, not to build a marriage with, not to create a happily ever after. They're just looking for woman to woman to woman to continue to make them feel like the man that they should feel like who they should be on their own.
Right.
So
Yeah.
protect that part of yourself, please.
Yeah. Okay. She says, I mean, if it is possible for men that have been destroyed or harmed from pornography to heal or recover. I have seen men do it. I have seen men recover from pornography addiction. And like any other addiction, this is one thing I warn partners. Like, there'll be regression, unfortunately, just like alcohol or drugs or anything else. Most people don't stop cold turkey and then never touch it again. That's
Mm-hmm.
very rare. There will be these little slip ups, there will be these little regressions. And I just, say, okay, I want you to try to, try to hang in there, because it's a part of that process. It is a part of the process, and
And
you're
that
going to
goes
have to
back,
determine,
and that
yeah,
goes
can you do
and that
that?
goes back to what we initially were talking about, the whole vetting thing. Don't be
Yeah.
afraid to ask somebody. Say, what do you think about porn? And
Yep.
just be quiet and let them talk.
Yep. That's it.
And then if it makes you uncomfortable that somebody indulges in porn to that degree, to say, hey, help me understand what does it do for you?
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. But that's one of the first questions I ask, because I am very, 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 everybody know that over here, like, very anti, very anti. And it's so funny because, I'm having these conversations, and it is totally it's a judgment free space. And it's wild what people will say when they feel that, like, oh yeah, Anita's
Mhm.
cool and she's open, and oh my gosh, and she's asking me what my relationship with porn is like, and she's really interested, right? I'm very relaxed. And you're right. They tell me what I want to know. And I
Yep.
go, okay.
I
Knowing
mean,
good and well, like, this will probably be the last conversation we have, but okay. Because that's something I don't touch with a 10-foot pole. There's just certain things that I'm like, and a lot of it, if I can be honest, a lot of it is me. Like, I know that's a very sensitive thing that I can't handle. Like, I can't deal with it. I know that about
mhm.
myself. I know I cannot do it. So a lot of it's me. And I try to tell people that, like, yeah, we wouldn't be a good fit. Well, why? Because that's not something that I have any toleration for at all. That definitely pricks a wound that I have. And so, no, I'm going to say pass. And I'm going to hope that you find someone that maybe is not as sensitive about that as I am. That's it. That's it. Any other questions before we wind up tonight? Jay, anything you want to address that we have not? Okay. Just
No,
looking.
not at all. As we talked about, I mean, just when we're meeting these people, just again, just make a commitment to yourself to just take your time
Yeah.
and ask questions. I
Yeah.
mean, and there's a difference between asking a question and questioning someone.
Right. That's
Um,
right.
you can always preface it. Learn how to be charming and charismatic. It's like, I really am interested in. Let's take some time at some point. Let's dive into each other and really figure out if we're a really good fit or not. And it's okay to say that.
Hmm. That's it. That's it. And like you said, I want you to be open and honest about the season that you're in.
Hmm.
So if you're not in a season where you can do anything serious, right? I want you to just be open and honest about that. Now, here's what I will say for the ladies: you all have to listen, because I've even run across men that told me that. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, all right. I appreciate you being frank. We have to listen. But women, they can be so ego driven. I see this a lot. I see this so much, where women actually believe they have like some sort of golden calf pee. Like, oh, well, hey, I don't care what he said. I'm like, what? Girl, once I
I'm
get
gonna
this
change his
on him,
mind.
like, huh? He said
I'm
he's
gonna
not
change his mind
interested.
with my gold mine.
Yep.
No, sis, no,
Yeah, they
no.
really be believing that. Like, what? So we gotta check our ego, right? I tell men, I have told men to their face, like, it ain't that great, like it really ain't that great, bro. If you don't want to get married, it ain't gonna make you get married. Like if you don't want to, be kept, it ain't gonna make you be kept, right? It ain't that great. I'm honest, and you gotta wanna, right? You gotta wanna be over here. So I don't got no
Right.
tips and tricks and all of that, but women in their ego, like they really think, I'm different. Right? I hear that all the time. Anita, I'm different. No, no, you're not. Like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You know how many women out here in this world? You
Mm,
know how many women this man may have come across, and that he told, hey, I don't want nothing serious. I don't want nothing serious. Like, believe him. Believe him.
mm,
So that we got to do our part on that too, because men are starting to say, yeah, no, I'm not really, I'm not really ready for anything. Thank you. I'd like to hang out. I'd like to do things together, and maybe if it becomes intimate, like I've had men tell me that, and I'm like, oh, well, unfortunately, that's not where I am. But good
yeah.
luck.
And ladies, please know that, I've had women to approach me leading with their love muscle as if
Mm,
I should be so swooned and so beaten over the head because, oh my God, you want to give me that now? I don't even know your name.
yeah. Yep.
So please have more pride in yourself beyond that area of your physicality.
Yeah.
Please, you're so much more than, and more importantly, if you present yourself, if that's what you
Yeah.
lead with, that would
Ooh,
tell
Lord.
any good man that you need some work on
That's
yourself.
right. That's right. So I hate to tell the ladies this, but I'm gonna say it because y'all know I'm gonna be direct. So yes, we are sensual and sexual beings, right? And I have no problem acknowledging that. I always tell people I am sexual all on my own. I don't need a man to be sexual. Okay. Anita is just sexual all on her own. However, if I did not own a vagina, like what else would I have of value to a man? That's it. And I want women to think about that. What else would I have of value? Okay. And so that could be my humor. That could be my kindness, my nurturing. If I'm sweet, if I always have an inspiring word, if I'm helpful, if I'm, whatever that is. Yeah. But
Hmm.
what I'd say to women, this is what I want to see them do more of, is really work on the other parts of themselves,
Yes,
right? So the two things they want to do is they want to look good on the outside,
of
and
course.
they got a vagina. Like that's it. Like you see these
Right.
nails, you see this hair, you see this makeup, you see, and I got a vagina. Like that's the selling point. Like what else? Like
And
what
what does
else?
it say about the man who falls for that by itself?
Right. Like what
Is
else
that
you
really
got?
the guy that you want to build something with? That he is so swooned by the way you look?
Yep.
Because that's shallowness on both sides.
Yep. Yep. So just
I would be careful that type of relationship. That's toxic all day long.
Yeah. So just develop other parts of yourself, right? So
Yes,
one of
yes.
the reasons why I read is because I love bringing new information to people. I love talking about all kinds of different things. That's why I read. That's why I listen to Audible, because I'm interested in a lot of different things. And so I love bringing just new ideas, new concepts, new things, just stuff, right? Um the hobbies you have, the interests you have. I keep telling women, if all you're doing is going to work and coming home and watching Netflix, you're not an interesting person. Sorry. Okay, that's not interesting. Like, if you're watching Love and Hip Hop and basketball, that's not an interesting person. Please
You just
develop
took the thoughts right
yourself.
out of my mind.
Yep.
I judge a woman if she talks about reality TV a whole
Oh
lot. It's a
no.
turnoff for me.
Yeah, you're like, oh no, I can't do it. So look, Jay, your reality TV is my porn. You're like,
Yeah,
you know what? Like,
no,
we're not a
no,
good fit. We're not a good
no,
fit. No,
no,
I can't do this. Okay,
no.
Alta had a question, and then we're gonna wrap up. She said, "Are there ways to test if a man has a porn addiction besides asking him before becoming too involved, especially if you're practicing abstinence?" He said, "Ain't that the truth?"
Is there
Okay.
a way to determine if a man has a porn addiction If what?
Okay, she says, besides asking him before you become too involved, especially if you're practicing abstinence. So if she has no intention of being sexual, she's trying to figure out, how might I find out about a man's porn addiction?
Ooh, that's a fantastic question. I'm never going to co-sign being an Inspector Gadget.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
just,
agreed.
just, just, just observing.
Yep.
That's just it. I mean, I am never a fan of going to somebody's cookies and browsing history
Yep.
and checking phone logs and just just observe the man
Right.
and continue to have conversations about sex
Yep.
because all of us have some level of sensual release that we look forward
That's
to.
right.
At some point, ask them, say, you know what? How do you relax?
Mm.
You know, what do you do with your pent up energy?
Yep.
Get to know that, were you extremely, if you could have sex, how many times out of a month would you want to have
That's a
sex?
good.
If you could, would it
Yep.
be every day? Would it be every other day? I
Yep.
mean, that'll tell you a lot about a person's, I'm not going to say a man, a person's need
Right.
for physical
That's
intimacy.
right. That's right. And then, ladies, you have an intuition, and I need you to
That part,
develop it. Just
that part.
develop it. Develop your intuition. Your gut will say something is weird. Something is weird. I don't know what it is. Something is weird. And you need to develop that. But I agree with. So this is what I always tell people. There, people in modern day, they would rather have sex than talk about it. That's like mind
Indeed.
blowing to me.
And if you want to be clever, you can say, you know what, babe, even though I'm practicing abstinence, I enjoy good porn every once in a while. What do you think? Let's watch one
Mm.
and see how he responds.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
See how he responds.
Yep. Yeah. But
That'll tell you a
I,
lot.
yeah, I talk about sex, and I think that just people are like mouths open. I talk about sex. I don't understand this whole we can't talk about sex. That blows my mind. But they'll have sex. They'll have sex with strangers, but they won't talk about sex. That's weird to me. That's weird.
Yeah, we have to peel off that taboo label that remains on that subject matter, and it's
Right.
age old, and it continues to be, unless your name is Sexy
Yeah.
Red, and we have to be, and of course, those of us who grew up in the good
Yeah.
church, you know, preachers and pastors never talk about Songs of Solomon.
Right.
They rarely talk about sexual intimacy outside of the marital bedroom.
Yeah.
So I think we've been conditioned as a culture to just kind of like make it a hush hush conversation,
Mm-hmm.
where it needs to be more of a wide open conversation because
Yeah.
we're extremely interested in it and we like it a lot.
A
It's
lot.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't get it. I do not get it. All right. I'm going to wrap up. I thank you all so much for joining us. There was someone who asked if this is being recorded. It, in fact, is. It is going to be on my platform. It'll also be on my YouTube channel. I will send it to Jay if he wants to use it for content. But thank you so much for joining us tonight. I appreciate all of you. I saw a couple of friends in that scrolled by that I had told, yes, we're going live tonight, and it will be the last time in a while. So you need to be on here because I'm going to be taking a break. But I'm giving the homework assignment again. Are we ready? So those posts have already posted because I had them scheduled. So for the men, if you are open and available and you would like a woman to come into your DM, you are going to post at the bottom of the men's post. For a woman, if you are open and you are available to a man coming into your DM, you're going to post underneath that post. You're going to comment underneath that post. Let us know the city, state, or country that you live in, and hopefully your account is not private. I have told the gentleman to just request to message you. But the other thing that's super important, please respond. Please respond. That's it. And you can respond with, oh, hello, yes, oh, I see you're, all the way across the country. Unfortunately, all we would be is pen pals, right? Just respond and say, unfortunately, you're too far. Unfortunately, we're not a fit in some way. That's it.
Mhm.
That's it.
Right.
No one wants to be kind of left on red or ignored. Like, that's not cool. Okay?
Yeah,
We're all adults.
we're
I
all
want you
adults.
to, yeah, just respond. That's it. But let me tell you, on the first post for the ladies, it's like 40 ladies in there. And I clicked on all of them. I was like, okay, all right. So, gentlemen, y'all better go over there. It's some ladies over there. And look, I made one little connection, right? So one gentleman said to one lady, like, oh, hey, I would like to reach out. And she was like, okay, I'm going to check for the message. And then he said, okay, I just sent the message. I was like, all right. I love this. I love everything about this. So, gentlemen, okay, Isaac's 501 said, I'm in. Okay. And look, go back. Look, I need you to go back because there's 2 posts out and then 2 posts just got posted. So go back to the first one and then post under the second one. Okay. I'm trying to make some love connections before I get out of here. And then, like I said, I'm going to take my little break and I'll be back. So I thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you, Jay. Thank you for making
It's
time in your schedule tonight. I appreciate you. Please go over to Jay, the letter J, Nova Consults. That is his Instagram. Please follow Jay. Anywhere else you would like for them to follow you?
If you're on Facebook, I'm just JAY space NOVA.
Okay.
It gets a little controversial every once in a while, but
Okay.
it's okay. It's intellectual for the most part. But yeah, come
Okay.
come come on over and just let's talk. Let's engage.
Yes. Okay.
That's
So
it.
Facebook, Instagram, please check it out. And I have gone live with like 4 or 5 male content creators or male dating coaches or, influencers probably in the last 2 months. And I've been sending people like, hey, because I'm going to take a break. My Instagram is going to be very quiet. So you got other people that can keep you engaged, that have intellectual conversation. One thing about Jay's page is you're going to get some adult intellectual conversation. It ain't going to be a bunch of mess. Okay. So go over there, have some good conversations, learn a little something. All right. But thank you so much, you all, for joining us. I appreciate you all. Have a great rest of the night. And as always, stay open to love.
Stay blessed, everybody.